Okay, so have you ever found yourself, scrolling through endless travel photos, those amazing shots, the iconic landmarks, stunning scenery, and yet somehow you felt like something was, well, missing, almost like you saw the picture, but you didn't quite feel the place. Maybe the experience felt a little flat. If that sounds familiar, then you are definitely in the right place for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Our mission today is really all about moving past those perfect postcard views and the usual tourist trails. We're going to explore how you can genuinely peel back the layers of a destination, uncover its authentic heart. We're drawing on a really insightful article here. It's called Ever Scrolled Through Endless Travel Photos and Felt Like Something Was Missing from a Bus on a Dusty Road.
Yeah.
And it offers such a fresh perspective on what makes a trip truly unforgettable. So, yeah, get ready. We're diving into the stories, the culture, the experiences that pulse at the core of any location. This should give you a bit of a shortcut to traveling more, well, profoundly. So let's start with that initial pull, that allure. When we think travel, our minds often jump straight to, the Eiffel Tower.
Right. Or the Colosseum, the Great Wall of China.
Exactly. These images are everywhere, all over social media. And they were undeniably magnificent, aren't they? We all want that moment standing before the Taj Mahal or, looking out over the Grand Canyon. They are breathtaking, no question.
Absolutely. And what's really crucial to grasp, though, is that while these iconic symbols are just steeped in incredible history and beauty, they often represent only the very surface of a destination. The article really highlights how easy it is to slip into just sort of collecting snapshots, ticking things off a list,
Right.
rather than really engaging with the place on a deeper level. We get the photo, sure, but we might miss the narrative, the why it's significant.
I think that's such a key point. It makes you pause and think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does that quick photo op really give you the story? Or are we, maybe without realizing it, just bypassing something much richer? What exactly are we missing when we just stick to that surface?
Well, precisely. We're often missing the lived experience, the subtle details, the kind of untold stories that transform a landmark from just a backdrop into a whole narrative. The real insight here is that a place's true character isn't just what you can see, but what you can feel, the echoes of its past, the rhythm of its present.
And its hopes for the future, too, I suppose.
Exactly. All of it.
Okay, so to really go deeper then, we have to talk about history. It seems unavoidable. Every single destination is like this living tapestry, right? Yes. Its present is so profoundly shaped by its past. Understanding that historical DNA that can completely change how you see a place.
Oh, absolutely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, think about a city like Berlin. Now, many visitors, understandably, they head straight for the Brandenburg Gate or what's left of the Berlin Wall. I mean, these are sites of immense historical weight, no doubt. But the article really challenges us to look beyond just those points, to really grasp the city's story of resilience, transformation. Yeah. Berlin's past isn't just history locked away. You can feel it. It's palpable.
That's so true. You really can almost feel it in the air there. You've got the starkness, the quiet of the Holocaust Memorial, and then almost jarringly the explosion of vibrant street art in places like Kreuzberg. How do these things, these seemingly opposite things, tell Berlin's story together? That journey of survival, division, and then reunification.
Well, it's about the contrast, but also the continuity. The memorial, with those stark, unadorned concrete slabs, it forces this moment of really solemn reflection on an unimaginable tragedy. Yet it stands in a city that rebuilt itself with just incredible resolve. And then you have places like the East Side Gallery, that 1.3-kilometer stretch of the actual Berlin Wall.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. Amazing.
It's incredible. It's been transformed into the world's longest open-air gallery. You have artists from all over the globe who've used their murals to talk about freedom, hope, humanity. It's this powerful statement about how a symbol of division can become a canvas for unity, for, well, defiant optimism.
Wow, that's a profound transformation, isn't it? So by seeking out these layers, whether it's the heaviness of a memorial or the bright defiance in street art, it sounds like we're not just looking. We're actually kind of engaging in a dialogue with the past.
That's a great way to put it.
It turns a trip from just ticking boxes into a real journey of discovery.
Okay, so moving beyond those historical echoes, let's talk about the present pulse of a place, the local life. To really get to know a destination, it seems like you have to step away from the curated tourist stuff and immerse yourself in how people actually live day to day.
Right.
How do you even start doing that authentically?
I think the key the article suggests is shifting your mindset from being just a spectator to being, well, maybe not a full participant immediately, but definitely more engaged. It gives some great examples, like imagine wandering through a busy market in Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
You're not just seeing colorful silks and textiles lined up. You're interacting with vendors, maybe sampling some fresh local produce. You're witnessing the actual rhythm of daily life there. These aren't stage shows for tourists. This is the real deal, the everyday actions that really define a culture.
So it's about finding those unscripted moments, not just watching, but actually connecting somehow.
Exactly. Like, take that anecdote about joining a cooking class in a small Vietnamese village, not in some shiny commercial kitchen, but with a local grandmother who's sharing her actual family recipes, her childhood stories.
That sounds incredible.
It is, because it's not just a cooking lesson. It's this really intimate exchange of heritage. You're learning techniques, sure, but you're also absorbing generations of family history and cultural values straight from someone who embodies them. It's those personal insights, talking to locals, that guidebooks they can't give you that.
And what about bigger community events? I imagine those must be a fantastic way to see local traditions in action.
Oh, definitely. Think about something like Thailand's Yi Peng Lantern Festival. It's breathtakingly beautiful, with thousands of lanterns rising into the night sky.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see that.
But it's more than just a pretty sight. For the local people, it's deeply spiritual. An act of cleansing, making merit. By participating, even just respectfully observing, you connect with those local customs on a much deeper, more resonant level. It creates memories that go way beyond any souvenir you could buy. That's how you move from just observing a culture to actually feeling its heartbeat, you know?
Absolutely. And you definitely can't claim to know a place without, well, tasting it, and hearing its sounds, food and art. They're like universal languages, aren't they? Offering these really powerful, immediate windows into a culture.
They absolutely are. Take local cuisine in Mexico, for example. It's not just delicious food. It's practically living history on a plate. Ingredients like corn, beans, chilies, they're indigenous, foundational to the country's identity. They reflect millennia of tradition. So a traditional cooking class there isn't just teaching you how to make a dish. It's actually unveiling these intricate links between the ingredients, the ancient ways of preparing them, and the country's collective memory. It's almost like a culinary archaeology.
Culinary archaeology.
Yeah.
I like that. And beyond the food, what about the sights and sounds? The art.
Right. That's where you find these hidden art scenes buzzing. Of course, major museums are fantastic, but lots of cities have vibrant underground art scenes that often show you the immediate social or political pulse. Think about Buenos Aires. The street art in neighborhoods like La Boca or Palermo, it isn't just decoration, it's often sharp social commentary, a dynamic canvas where local artists express cultural identity, community stories.
So it's art that's literally speaking from the city walls.
Precisely. It's alive, it's current.
So it's about seeing art not just as something pretty, but as a direct line to understanding a community's soul. And music must work in a similar way.
Indeed. Music carries so much cultural DNA. From the infectious, vibrant beats of samba in Brazil itself, a fusion of African and European roots, to the maybe haunting storytelling in traditional Irish folk tunes. Each genre holds the essence of where it came from.
Yeah.
Actively seeking out local performances, maybe in a tiny, crowded bar or at a bustling community festival, that's how you really tap into the emotional landscape, the cultural frequency of a place. These expressions, food, art, music, they're like profound cultural blueprints reflecting history, geography, traditions, in ways words sometimes just can't capture.
Okay, so as we're deepening this idea of conscious travel, we really need to touch on a final layer. One that feels increasingly crucial for any mindful traveler, sustainability and a destination's future identity. This isn't just about what you see right now, but those often unseen efforts shaping what a place will be like tomorrow.
Yes, this point is absolutely critical. And many destinations are actively working hard to preserve their unique character, their natural resources. The article mentions examples like Costa Rica's well-known ecotourism initiatives. These programs aren't just about showing off biodiversity, they're specifically designed to preserve it while also creating sustainable economic opportunities for the local communities.
Right, so choosing to support those directly makes a difference.
It directly aligns your travel with the long-term health of the place you're visiting.
And it's not just about nature, is it? Big cities must grapple with this constantly. How do places manage huge numbers of tourists and growth while trying to stay, well, true to themselves?
Absolutely. Think about a city like Amsterdam. They are perpetually wrestling with that balance, the sheer volume of tourism versus the quality of life for the people who actually live there. They're actively adapting policies, infrastructure, trying to maintain their core identity even as the world changes around them. Understanding these kinds of dynamics, these interplays, helps us as visitors gain a much more nuanced view of the challenges, but also the opportunities facing a community. It makes us aware of that delicate balance they're trying to strike.
So, boiling it all down, what does this mean for you, the person listening, the traveler? It really sounds like we have a significant role here, beyond just showing up and taking pictures.
Precisely. As travelers, we really do have a responsibility to engage respectfully, consciously, by actively seeking out and supporting sustainable practices, by being mindful of the choices you make, where you eat, where you stay, what tours you take, and by aiming to leave a positive footprint. You shift from being just a visitor. You become more of a conscious global citizen. You're contributing positively, hopefully, to the communities you experience, helping ensure these places keep their authentic essence for future generations, too.
Wow. What an incredible journey we've taken, just talking through this idea of peeling back the layers, getting to what it truly means to experience a destination. We've gone way beyond those static postcard images and the usual tourist trails. We've explored how connecting with a place's history, its people, its culture, its food and art, and even its efforts towards sustainability. How all that transforms travel from something superficial into something genuinely profound. It seems the real magic of travel isn't just in the photos you take home, is it? It's in the rich, sometimes complicated stories you collect, the authentic connections you manage to forge along the way. So maybe the next time you're planning an adventure, challenge yourself. Look past the obvious checklist items. Embrace the chance to immerse yourself in the real, authentic culture of a place. Just imagine stepping into a new city and beginning to understand its unspoken language. The rhythm of its streets, the echoes of its past, the soul of its people. What authentic, unspoken language will you discover on your next adventure?